welcome to Family Gamer TV. Now, if you track with the channel, of course you know we're always on the lookout of new ways to help families get into games. And today we're looking at the Xbox One, but in particular, the essential things you need to do so that your Xbox One is ready to give as a gift. Now, of course, the first thing you need to do is get it out of the box, get it plugged into your TV so you're ready to get it set up. Now, of course, opening the box is worth taking some care because we're going to be packing this up again at the end. You can see with this Minecraft Xbox One S pack, there's the Minecraft codes there. Pull out the HDMI lead, and here we have the controller, and then you have the power cable. Last of all, of course, you have the Xbox One console that's wrapped up. Pop that down, and that is the complete setup. So what we need to do now is to get this plugged in. It's pretty simple. There's only a couple of plugs you need to worry about. There's a whole host of different connections on the back here. There's the Ethernet port there on the far right. We've got a couple of USB ports, HDMI in and HDMI out, and the power there on the far left. So first of all, we need to get that power cable plugged in. Then next of all, we need to plug in the HDMI cable. This carries the sound and picture to your television. There's a couple of ports here on the back where it fit into. Just two ports it will plug into, HDMI out on the left and HDMI in on the right. Of course, we want HDMI out because it's taking the signal from the Xbox and into the TV. It's also worth noting there's a USB port on the front of the new Xbox One S where you can plug in a cable if you need to sync controllers or potentially if you need to add a peripheral like the Skylanders portal. All that's left to do is to plug the other end of the HDMI cable into your TV. Now, it's worth noting that some televisions can cope with a higher definition input in certain ports. On my TV, getting it in the right port make the picture much better. Then finally, all we need to do is plug in the power and switch it on. Now, once you've got your Xbox plugged in, what you need to do is to perform a system update. This means you've got the latest version of the software and it's all ready to go. This process can take a little time as it downloads the update and then restarts and applies it. We've sped up this process here. It's also worth at this point updating any controllers you've got, which you just plug in via the USB cable at the front of the Xbox One, and then the controllers will update as well. Once that's all done, your Xbox will restart with the latest version of the system software. The next essential thing to do is to set up user accounts for you and for your children. By having separate accounts for each family member, you can set up parental controls, you can set up purchasing options specific to the ages and requirements of each family member. The first essential tip here is to use a real email address that you check for your main parent account. It's important because that's where you get notifications about purchases and updates on your Xbox system. Then what you need to do is to log in with your parent account, then scroll left in the dashboard and down to your account and pick Add and Manage. This enables you to both set up and add a child account to your Xbox system. And this is important because it enables you to control the settings and the access to payments of that child account for other members of the family. If you already have an Xbox or Microsoft account set up, you can use this, and if you use your Xbox account from the 360, it will bring across your gamer tag and achievements as well, so that's important to do. Once you set a password, you can specify the birthday of this user, and you can also enter an additional email address which can be used to recover your account if you happen to lose it. And that's it. You can now see this family member has been added to your family on the Family tab in all settings. The next essential thing to do is to set up parental controls for each user of the Xbox One. This enables you to tailor what they can and can't do on the system. So simply select the account you want to manage, and then up into privacy and online safety, you can look at the different aspects here of what this user will be able to do. And there are some defaults. You can pick either child, teen or adult, but you can also go in and have a look in the details of what each of these different profiles means and pick out particular aspects of the console that you do or don't want them to be able to use. It's worth having a browse for these features so you've got a good understanding of what your child can do when online on the Xbox. As well as specifying online safety, you can also control the content that your child can access on the console, and this is specified by the age. Now, this applies the PEGI ratings that are a legal requirement of any game sold in the UK, and you can specify that this user only be able to use games that are rated for a particular age group, whether that's 18, 16, 12, 7 or 3. These age restrictions also apply to film and other content where ratings occur on the Xbox One. The final essential thing to do is to download any games that you've got codes for, and with the Minecraft pack you'll have those Minecraft games to download, so you just put those codes in and they'll start downloading. Equally, if you've got any games on disc, put those into the system and they will install and download any updates for those games so that you're ready to go. This also extends to certain Xbox 360 titles that you can download, or if you've got the disc like we have for Star Wars The Complete Saga, pop the disc in and with backwards compatibility you can play that too. You can also download any apps you want, whether that's Skype or Netflix or iPlayer, and you can also look at your Xbox Games for Gold if you've got an Xbox Gold subscription. These games are free each month and enable you to expand your games library, so it's worth downloading those that are available ahead of time. And you can keep track of all these downloads as you're setting up your Xbox One by popping over to the Games and Apps section and down to the queue. See all these things downloading, and if you tap the menu button on your controller you can then manage this particular download. If you wanted to pause this in favour of another game you could do that. So there you go, that's my essential guide to setting up your Xbox One. Of course the final thing to do is to get it packed up and back in the box. And when you give it as a gift, you not only have the peace of mind that it's ready to go, but also that it's set up in the best and safest way so that your family can get more out of gaming.